Ladies and gentlemen, life has a unique way of shaping us, often through the people and experiences that challenge us the most. It is not the easy moments, the calm days, or the smooth paths that reveal our true potential, but rather the obstacles that we must face head-on. When someone enters your life who demands growth, someone who forces you to confront your limits, question your beliefs, and rise above your circumstances, it may not feel like a blessing at first. But this is exactly the moment that defines who you are and who you are becoming. There is power in the struggle, and it's through the challenges presented by others that we are invited to evolve. These challenges are not setbacks, they are opportunities. The woman who becomes your karma isn't a force that comes to make things easier for you. She does not walk into your life with the goal of smoothing out every bump in the road or offering you comfort when you need it most. She comes to test your resilience, to stretch you beyond your known boundaries, and to encourage you to confront the limitations you've placed on yourself, consciously or not. In those moments when life feels hardest, when the weight of the world seems too heavy to bear, the temptation may be to turn away, to shut down, or to run from the discomfort. But it is precisely in these moments, in the face of hardship, that you are called to awaken. The woman who challenges you does not want you to stay in your comfort zone, because she knows that greatness does not reside there. She sees your potential and pushes you to reach it, even when it requires you to step into the unknown. She forces you to confront your fears, your insecurities, your doubts, and everything within you that tells you it's too difficult, too impossible. This is not an easy path. Growth never is. But the courage it takes to push through the challenges, the courage to face what feels unbearable, is what will ultimately free you. Through every challenge, you learn something new about yourself. You discover strengths you didn't know you had, and you develop the resilience to continue even when the way forward is unclear. These moments, though they may feel heavy and difficult, are the ones that sculpt your character, that reveal the depth of your inner strength, and that awaken a sense of power you never knew was within you. What may feel like an insurmountable hurdle is actually an invitation to stretch beyond what you thought was possible. This is the beautiful paradox of the woman who becomes your karma. She does not make things easier, but she makes them meaningful. She pushes you to dig deeper, to reach higher, and to move forward with purpose. Every obstacle she brings to your life is an opportunity to overcome something within yourself, to prove that you are capable of standing tall in the face of difficulty. And as you confront these challenges, you come to realize that there is no such thing as failure in the traditional sense. Failure is simply another word for growth. It is the space between where you are and where you are going, and it is filled with lessons waiting to be learned. The more you face the challenges with an open heart and a willingness to evolve, the more you uncover the true power that resides within you. In truth, it is these difficult moments that define your journey. Without them, you would remain stagnant, unable to uncover the depths of your potential. The woman who becomes your karma is the one who forces you to confront life's challenges, and through that confrontation you realize that you are capable of so much more than you once believed. It is through the fire that the gold is forged. It is through the storm that the tree grows stronger. And it is through the challenges brought by those who push you to rise that you discover the strength to become who you are truly meant to be. So, when life presents you with challenges, when it brings you those who seem to test your every limit, take a moment to breathe and understand that this is not something to fear. It is something to embrace. For in these moments you are being shaped, you are being refined, and you are being called to step into the fullest expression of who you are meant to become. Embrace the difficulty, trust the process, and know that through the challenges you are unfolding into your greatest self. There is a quiet power in resilience, a power that is often forged in the toughest of times, shaped by struggles that seem impossible to endure in the moment. Resilience is not simply about enduring hardship. It is about learning to rise after every fall, to continue moving forward when everything within you tells you to stop. It is about finding strength, not despite the challenges, but because of them. In every trial, resilience is born. It is the inner fire that refuses to be extinguished, no matter how harsh the winds may blow. It is easy to think of courage as a grand, explosive force, something that comes only in moments of great triumph, or in those rare instances when the world seems to offer us a stage to perform. But true courage, the kind that shapes our lives and our destinies, is often found in the quiet moments when we are faced with the discomfort of a challenge and yet choose to stand tall. True courage is not about running toward victory, but about standing firm in the face of difficulty, choosing to remain grounded even when the world seems to be crumbling around you. Resilience is not born out of an absence of fear, but out of the willingness to continue despite it. Fear will always be present. It will whisper doubts, bring hesitation, and paint pictures of failure. But resilience is the part of us that refuses to listen to that voice for too long. It understands that fear is a natural part of growth, not an obstacle to it. And so resilience rises, not because it is fearless, but because it is determined to face that fear, to move forward even when it feels overwhelming. It is not about waiting for the storm to pass. It is about learning how to dance in the rain. When life brings challenges, it's easy to become overwhelmed, to feel small in the face of adversity, and to wonder if you have the strength to keep going. But resilience teaches you that you are capable of more than you believe. It is the quiet determination that grows inside when you decide, despite everything, to keep moving forward. It doesn't matter how slowly you move, as long as you keep moving. Every step, however small, is a victory in itself, and each step forward strengthens your resilience, even if you can't see it at first. The beauty of resilience lies in its quiet persistence. It doesn't demand accolades or recognition. It doesn't seek applause. Resilience is the steadfast force within that keeps you on your feet even when you don't feel like standing anymore. It is the will to rise after every fall, to get back up and continue on the path, even when the destination seems far away. It does not seek to avoid hardship, but to meet it with grace, knowing that hardship is the very thing that cultivates strength. There will be moments when you feel as though you can't go on, when the weight of the world feels too heavy to carry, and it seems easier to give up. But resilience knows that these are the moments when you grow the most. When you continue despite the pain, when you push through even when everything inside of you says you can't, you are building a foundation of strength that will serve you for a lifetime. The path may not be easy, but it is through the challenges that you are refined, that you become who you were always meant to be. And in those moments of struggle, you learn an important lesson. You are not defined by your setbacks, but by how you choose to rise from them. Resilience is the choice to continue, the decision to believe in your own strength, even when it feels like everything is falling apart. It is the quiet decision to get up again, even when the world tries to knock you down. It is not about being invincible. It's about knowing that even when life knocks you down, you can get back up stronger and wiser than before. Each time you choose to move forward, you become more than you were before. Each time you choose to stand, you strengthen the muscles of your heart and soul. Resilience doesn't mean that you won't face pain or difficulty. It means that you will not be undone by them. It means that no matter what life throws your way, you will continue to find a way to move through it. Through every trial, you become more resilient, more capable of withstanding whatever comes your way. In the end, resilience is the quiet but powerful force that ensures you will never give up on yourself. It is the light within that continues to burn even when everything else around you seems to be fading. And as you continue to rise, you will realize that the strength you build along the way is not just for surviving, it is for thriving, for becoming a version of yourself you never knew was possible. It is through resilience that we find the courage to keep going, and it is through courage that we uncover the depths of our true potential. There is something incredibly powerful about breaking through the barriers we set for ourselves, especially the ones we don't even realize are there. We all have limits, whether they are physical, emotional, or mental. These limits often feel like hard walls we can't break through, like invisible forces that keep us contained in a space we believe is all we are capable of. But what if these limits weren't as permanent as they seem? What if, instead of seeing them as walls, we saw them as opportunities to grow beyond them? It is through the moments that challenge us the most that we discover how capable we truly are, how much further we can go, and how much higher we can reach. The woman who becomes your karma doesn't come to let you stay where you are. She comes to show you just how much more you are capable of. She does not accept the limits you've placed on yourself. In her presence, your assumptions about what you can or cannot do are called into question, not because she asks you to be someone else, but because she believes in the vast potential that lies within you. She is not here to make life easier. She is here to stretch you, to help you uncover strength you never knew you had. In every relationship, in every challenge, there lies an invitation to become something more. And often it is the greatest challenges that reveal to us how much further we can go. What feels impossible today may become second nature tomorrow. The limits we face are often not as insurmountable as they appear, but the journey to overcome them is where we find the transformation. It's easy to think that the challenge is the wall itself, that the problem is the limitation. But the true challenge is in shifting our mindset from seeing obstacles as something to be avoided to seeing them as opportunities for growth. When you face the woman who becomes your karma, you are faced with the chance to expand not just in terms of actions or accomplishments, but in the way you perceive yourself. You are invited to step into a larger version of yourself, to transcend the version you thought was the best you could be. It's in these moments of discomfort, when your limits are tested, that you realize that your capacity for growth is limitless. The person you are today is not the person you will be tomorrow, unless you choose to stop evolving. But the beauty of this journey is that you are always evolving, always learning, always growing, always moving towards something greater. The idea of breaking through limits is not about perfection. It's about progress. It's about acknowledging that every step forward, no matter how small, moves you closer to the person you are meant to be. The limits you perceive in your life are often rooted in fear, doubt, or the belief that you are not enough. But when you start to challenge these beliefs, when you start to question the story you've been telling yourself about who you are and what you can do, you begin to dismantle the very walls that once held you in place. These walls don't have to define you. The only thing standing between you and your true potential is the belief that you can't break through. As you begin to push past your perceived limitations, you will realize that you are capable of things you never imagined. The journey is not about becoming someone else, it's about shedding the layers of fear, doubt, and self-imposed limits that have been holding you back. The woman who challenges you is not asking you to change who you are. She is encouraging you to uncover the parts of yourself that have been lying dormant, waiting to be discovered. She shows you that the person you are becoming is someone who can rise above any limitation, someone who is not confined by the walls around them, but instead knows how to break free from them. Every time you stretch yourself beyond your comfort zone, you grow stronger. Every time you face a challenge that tests your limits and choose to keep going, you expand your sense of what is possible. The more you push beyond the boundaries you set for yourself, the more you realize that those boundaries were never as fixed as you thought. You are capable of far more than you can imagine, and the woman who becomes your karma is the one who teaches you that truth. She shows you that growth comes not from avoiding discomfort, but from embracing it, knowing that the challenge is the very thing that will bring you closer to who you are meant to be. In these moments of challenge, you are not just learning how to overcome obstacles, you are learning how to transcend the limitations of your own mind. When you push beyond what you thought was possible, you break free from the confines of your own belief system and open yourself to the endless possibilities that lie ahead. The woman who challenges you is the catalyst for this transformation, the force that pushes you to realize just how far you can go. She is not simply changing your life, she is showing you how to change your perception of what is possible. And in doing so, she invites you to step into a version of yourself that is limitless, unstoppable, and always evolving. There is a profound strength in the people who come into our lives not to make things easy, but to help us see who we truly are and what we are capable of. The love they offer is not always about comfort, but about pushing us to become better, stronger, and more authentic versions of ourselves. In the presence of such a person, you are called to rise higher than you ever thought possible, to face the challenges that will ultimately shape you into the person you are destined to become. Their love is not simply a refuge, it is a mirror reflecting back to you the greatness within, urging you to step into your full potential. This type of love is not about smooth sailing or avoiding difficulty. It is about the courage to confront what needs to be confronted, the strength to move through adversity, and the wisdom to understand that growth comes through the challenges we face together. The woman who becomes your karma loves you not in spite of your flaws, but in a way that encourages you to grow beyond them. She sees the parts of you that are still unrefined and pushes you to step into the fullness of who you are, even if it means facing discomfort, facing your fears, or facing your weaknesses. In her presence, you are not allowed to stay in the shadows of your own potential. She does not settle for the version of you that is complacent or afraid to take risks. Instead, she calls you to show up as the person you are meant to be, bold, courageous, and unafraid to claim your space in the world. She does not accept the limitations you place on yourself. In fact, she believes in your potential, even when you cannot see it for yourself. And it is through her belief in you that you begin to believe in yourself, that you start to understand the vastness of what you are capable of achieving. Love in this form is a challenge. It does not sit idly by and wait for things to happen. It pushes, it calls, it encourages, it demands. It demands that you step into the highest version of yourself, that you shed the fears and doubts that have been holding you back. Love in this sense is transformative. It is not about holding on to comfort. It is about embracing the growth that comes from stepping outside your comfort zone. The woman who becomes your karma understands this deeply. She knows that true love is about helping you become the person you were always meant to be, even if that means challenging you to break free from old habits, toxic mindsets, and the stories you've told yourself about who you are. She does not let you settle for anything less than your best. Her love is an invitation to elevate, to rise, and to expand beyond the version of yourself that feels safe but is not fully realized. It is easy to fall into complacency, to get comfortable with the familiar, even if it doesn't serve us. But the woman who becomes your karma refuses to allow you to stay stuck in a life that is smaller than what you deserve. She calls you to take risks, to step into the unknown, and to trust that the discomfort you feel in doing so is the very thing that will propel you forward into the next chapter of your life. Her belief in you is unwavering, and it becomes the catalyst for you to begin believing in yourself. She helps you see the greatness that lies within you, even when you are unsure or afraid to acknowledge it. Through her eyes, you start to see yourself differently, not as someone defined by past mistakes or current limitations, but as someone who is capable of becoming so much more. The love she offers is not about making you feel good in the moment, but about helping you see the incredible potential that exists within you, waiting to be unleashed. In every challenge, in every moment of discomfort, her love is a reminder that you are not alone. It is a steady force that encourages you to keep going, to keep growing, and to keep rising, even when the path ahead seems uncertain. Her love is an anchor in the storm, not because it shields you from difficulty, but because it gives you the strength to face the storm head-on and trust that you have everything within you to navigate through it. The love she offers does not allow you to hide from the parts of yourself that need healing, growth, or transformation. It challenges you to be honest with yourself, to face your fears, and to take responsibility for the person you are becoming. Her love asks you to step into the highest version of yourself, to take ownership of your life and your actions, and to move forward with purpose and determination. The woman who becomes your karma loves you not just for who you are right now, but for who you can become. Her love inspires action. It is the kind of love that propels you forward, that pushes you to take risks, to grow, to evolve. It is love that believes in the power of transformation, that understands that in order to become the person you are meant to be, you must first confront the parts of yourself that need to be healed and nurtured. In the presence of this kind of love, you are not simply being loved, you are being awakened. You are being called to rise above the version of yourself that you thought you were stuck in, and to step into the greatness that has always been waiting for you. It is a love that inspires you to take action, to move beyond fear, and to embrace your true potential, no matter the obstacles that lie ahead. Through this love, you learn that your journey is not about comfort, it is about growth, courage, and the relentless pursuit of becoming the best version of yourself. The power of responsibility is one that often gets overlooked, especially in a world that sometimes tells us to blame others or external circumstances for the challenges we face. Yet it is through taking full ownership of our actions, our choices, and our lives that we unlock the deepest potential within ourselves. To be truly responsible is not to be burdened by the weight of life's challenges, but to embrace the power we have in shaping the direction of our own lives. It is a liberating act that empowers us to step fully into our own greatness, to take control of our destiny, and to create the future we desire. When you stand alongside someone who becomes your karma, someone who challenges you to grow beyond what you thought was possible, you are faced with a powerful invitation to take responsibility for who you are and who you are becoming. She does not ask you to blame the world, to point fingers, or to make excuses for why things aren't going the way you imagine. Instead, she asks you to take ownership of your actions, your choices, and your mindset. In this moment, you realize that you hold the keys to your own transformation, that the power to rise above any challenge rests in your hands. Taking responsibility is not about perfection. It's not about being flawless or having all the answers. It's about owning the choices you've made, the mistakes you've learned from, and the lessons you've gained along the way. Responsibility means acknowledging that you have the power to make different choices moving forward, that you are not a victim of circumstances, but a creator of your own reality. It is about understanding that no matter what life throws your way, you have the ability to choose how you respond, how you grow, and how you move forward. When you take responsibility, you stop waiting for someone else to fix things for you. You stop looking for external validation or permission to be who you truly are. You begin to realize that you are the one who determines the course of your life, that the decisions you make today shape the person you will become tomorrow. In this way, taking responsibility is not just an act of accountability, it is an act of empowerment. It means that no matter what challenges you face, you have the ability to navigate through them, to learn from them, and to emerge stronger on the other side. The woman who becomes your karma is not there to rescue you from difficulty or shield you from the hard work of growth. Instead, she is there to show you that the true power lies within you, in your ability to rise above any circumstance and make choices that align with your highest potential. She is there to remind you that your past does not define you, that the mistakes you've made are not chains that hold you back, but opportunities for growth. And through this, she teaches you that to take responsibility is to reclaim your power and your ability to create the life you desire. As you step into this responsibility, you begin to see the world in a different light. You realize that challenges are no longer obstacles to your happiness or success, but rather opportunities to demonstrate your resilience, your strength, and your ability to adapt. You begin to recognize that even when things don't go as planned, you still have the power to choose your response, to shift your perspective, and to continue moving forward. Responsibility, in this sense, becomes a tool for growth, helping you to cultivate a mindset that focuses on solutions, not problems, and that constantly looks for ways to improve and evolve. This is where true freedom lies, in the knowledge that you have the power to change. The woman who becomes your karma asks you to embrace this freedom, to take ownership of your life in every way. She asks you to stop waiting for things to be different and to start taking action, to step into your own power and trust that you have what it takes to overcome any obstacle. She does not believe in waiting for perfect conditions. She believes in the strength of those who are willing to take responsibility for their own journey, no matter how difficult it may be. As you take responsibility for your own life, you also begin to understand the deep connection between your actions and the world around you. Responsibility is not just about taking control of your own path, it's about understanding that the choices you make ripple out into the world. When you take ownership of your life, you create the space for others to do the same. You inspire those around you to rise above their own limitations, to take control of their own destinies, and to take responsibility for their growth and transformation. This, in turn, creates a cycle of empowerment, where everyone involved is encouraged to be their best, to show up fully, and to take charge of their own life's journey. The woman who becomes your karma doesn't just challenge you to grow, she challenges you to take full responsibility for the life you are creating. In this process, you begin to realize that the most powerful force in your life is not what happens to you, but how you choose to respond. You begin to see that you are the creator of your own reality, that every choice you make is an opportunity to shape your future. Through responsibility, you step into your full power. You release the past, and you take charge of your life with confidence and purpose. This is the gift that she offers, the realization that you are in control, that you have the ability to rise above any challenge, and that through your actions, your decisions, and your mindset, you can create a life that is aligned with your deepest potential. Taking responsibility for your life is the key that unlocks your true power, and it is through this power that you can accomplish anything you set your heart and mind to. There is a profound shift that occurs when you realize that growth is not a destination, but a continuous journey. Life is not static, and neither are we. We are constantly evolving, constantly expanding, and constantly being asked to step into the next level of who we are. The woman who becomes your karma is a force that propels you forward in this journey. She is not there to offer comfort or to make things easy, but to help you realize that every challenge, every setback, and every difficult moment is part of your unfolding process. She shows you that you are always in a state of becoming, always in the process of transforming into the best version of yourself. This realization is both liberating and empowering. It frees you from the idea that you must have it all figured out or that you must reach a certain point in your life to feel successful. Growth is not linear, and it's not about getting from point A to point B in the fastest way possible. It is about embracing the twists and turns along the way, understanding that each step, no matter how small or difficult, is an integral part of your journey. In this process, you are continuously refining yourself, continuously learning, and continuously stepping into new opportunities to expand. The woman who becomes your karma asks you to release any notion of perfection and to embrace the beauty of progress. She encourages you to see growth in the everyday moments, to recognize that every experience, whether joyful or challenging, is an opportunity to learn something new about yourself. She helps you understand that every setback is not a failure, but a lesson in disguise, an invitation to rise again, to learn more, and to keep moving forward with strength and wisdom. Through this process, you come to understand that growth is a lifelong journey. There is no final destination, no point where you can say, "I have arrived." Instead, there is the continual unfolding of your potential, the constant evolution of who you are becoming. This realization empowers you to embrace the journey, to stay committed to your own growth, and to trust that, no matter what comes your way, you are always moving forward toward the fullest expression of yourself. There is an undeniable power in the simple act of embracing your own strength, particularly when life seems uncertain or overwhelming. The woman who becomes your karma is a force that helps you recognize this strength within yourself. She teaches you that it's not about waiting for things to align perfectly or for circumstances to be ideal. True strength is found in your ability to stand firm and move forward, even when the road ahead is unclear. She doesn't ask for perfection. She asks for courage, the courage to face life as it is and to trust that you are capable of handling whatever challenges arise. It is easy to forget just how resilient we are, especially when we're caught up in moments of doubt or struggle. But in those moments, we are given the opportunity to rediscover our inner strength. True strength isn't about avoiding difficulty or escaping hardship. It's about embracing those moments with the belief that they will not break you, but build you. The woman who becomes your karma sees this strength in you, even when you don't recognize it in yourself. She believes in your capacity to handle what life throws your way and encourages you to see your own power, not as something external, but as a force that resides deep within. When you face challenges, it's easy to feel small or insignificant, to believe that you are incapable of moving past the obstacles in your way. But each time you push through those challenges, no matter how small the victory, you strengthen that inner resilience. Every obstacle you overcome adds to the foundation of your strength, proving to you that you are far more capable than you ever thought possible. The woman who becomes your karma doesn't let you forget that. She reminds you that you have the power to rise every time you fall, to move forward even when things seem impossible. As you continue to tap into this strength, you begin to understand that it is not just about surviving life's difficulties, it's about thriving because of them. Life will always present challenges, but with the strength that comes from believing in yourself, you realize that nothing can truly defeat you. The key is not in avoiding obstacles, but in understanding that you have everything within you to meet them head on and come out stronger on the other side. The woman who becomes your karma is the mirror reflecting your strength, helping you see that you are capable of achieving far more than you ever thought possible.